So I took your advice and I discovered oil, uranium, and coal. I don't think we're going to take much time looking into it. I'd rather just kind of push through the campaign. So you might notice as we kind of go throughout the map for the continued part of the series, yeah, as we continue on through the campaign, you'll probably see some oil resources or some uranium. Obviously, the uranium has some like green glow to it. And I mean, I guess we could just briefly check over it. I mean, we have coal here in the British Isles, no big surprise there. I know that there is some uranium. I already checked if France has uranium. Of course they do. Russia almost had uranium, but Korea has uranium, Siam, stuff like that. There's oil resources. I actually haven't seen very many oil resources out in the sea, which is strange. Why is that? Where's all the oil at? Did I discover oil? Maybe I didn't discover oil. Maybe I see definitely uranium and coal, but I don't see the oil. Well, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, maybe I'm smoking crack. I don't know. That could be the crack, or maybe I didn't discover oil. But this is exactly what I didn't want to do. Is just look around the map, blindly look around the map as we try to find resources because it doesn't really matter. AIs are able to trade with other AIs to grab strategic resources, and it just doesn't matter, especially in a campaign like this where there's really only a few nations left. I cannot believe it really just hit me recently. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how many nations were eliminated. I mean, the map it's very clean for the most part. I would say it's pretty clean, and I like it. There aren't that many nations left. Looks like Egypt might be destroyed here. So I think I pushed the campaign like two videos forward, or I'm sorry, 2 turns forward. I'm sorry, over the break. The British declared war on Egypt, and now we're seeing Denmark join in on the fights. For some reason, Northern Europe feels like they need to be a part of this battle here in Africa. I think this will fall to, it looks like it'll fall to the Congo with the destroyer here. Although the Zulu could squeeze in, Australia and Colombia have peaced out. Henry Parker. Okay, so they tried. Again, these submarines are starting to mess with the AI, but I think the Egyptian military is pretty much over. And then Mecca is about to fall to France. And France is going to be pretty much, yeah, and there you go. And now they just built the International Space Station. Almost 10,000 hammers. Holy moly. It doesn't really matter, though, because, we're doing domination only, so the International Space Station doesn't make much of a difference. I'd love to see a few more wars occur. So obviously, I want to make note of this. We'll definitely be going to turn 550. Definitely. I think that as long as and then we'll gauge it from there. We'll gauge it after turn 550. If there's still a bunch of wars going on and still very entertaining, then we might continue. It really depends. Oh my gosh, dang! I didn't even realize that Japan hadn't chosen an ideology yet. How many nations still have yet to have chosen their ideology? That's pretty surprising. Wait a second. Maybe wait. France isn't at war with Egypt, are they? I think that might be crack. Boom! Korea is going in to destroy Russia. Smart move by Korea. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it in kind of a clean way. If they lose, oh my gosh, another ideology. Spain has adopted freedom. If they lose too much here, even if they lose like a little bit, that really might set Napoleon off. Napoleon has been this like explosive force. He has just been going to war with anybody he feels like needs to be at war with. Oh, Canada and Australia teaming up to probably finally eliminate Cuba. Does Canada have a navy? They do somewhat. They have a lot of paratroopers, though. Look at all these paratroopers. Could you imagine if we did see a Canadian-French war? Could you imagine? So, one thing I wanted to go over, and I probably should have waited for an intro video to talk about this, is, and maybe I'll talk about it in the next video too, but obviously, there's a pretty big divide between France and Canada. However, most people are giving the win to France because they simply had done much more than Canada. But like I said, I mean, I'm just kind of posing like what ifs. I also moved my spies, so we're spying on the 3 great powers: Korea, Canada, and France. What if Canada goes to war with France and dominates? Because they would obviously pretty much dominate. Obviously, all the French colonies would get destroyed at some point. What if they? Yeah, I mean that's all. I'm just kind of. What if Canada goes to war with France and they dominate? They take all those colonies. then what? Just kind of throwing ideas out there. Again, like right now, if nothing happens by turn 550, if absolutely nothing happens, then I'll probably in the campaign, and most people don't even need. It seems like from the comment section, most people don't care about a straw poll for at least this particular series. It might be better in the future when it's more of a divide, but there doesn't seem to be a divide at all. It seems like about 90% of people say that France deserved the win, and I agree. But we don't know what's going to happen over the course of the next 75 turns. So that's the only thing that I'm saying. Things might drastically change. Canada could maybe take over Cuba, maybe Mexico, maybe go after Colombia. I mean, if Canada is really, really aggressive, then maybe some people will change their opinion, and then we'll go back to the straw poll idea. But as for now, it does seem like people are just fine with me for giving the win to France. But we'll see. A few Danish fleets. Ooh, look at this British ship. That's really cool. This is a very, very cool British unique unit. I really like the placeholder right there. Well, it's not technically a placeholder, but right? Wouldn't that be? Is that the right way to describe it as a mod? Santiago will probably fall to Spain. How is Egypt doing? Egypt is about to lose all of its cities. We'll see if it's the Congo or the Zulu that take it, though. That's the important part. Which ones will take it? Whoa, Siam! Holy crap! What is Siam doing over here? They're going to go around the Cape of Good Hope, it looks like, to... I mean, what nation is weak in this general area? And why does Siam feel the need to send over this massive invasion? Is that opening them up to an attack from the Koreans? It's possible. It is definitely possible. The Koreans also have a massive fleet. I think they could absolutely demolish Japan if they wanted to. Even though they'd have trouble because they would use the submarines to try to melee attack the cities, and obviously they can't. They would, I think, ultimately take it at some point. France might continue to colonize if they can get open borders through Korea, although they don't like each other anymore, so I don't know if that's likely. This will not be an easy war, not at all for Korea. They have to move through a lot of rough terrain. There is no infrastructure, and it will be ugly. I would be willing to bet that Korea loses quite a bit here. And strangely enough, I mean, Catherine relatively, is there with the rest of the world in terms of technology. Somewhat. Obviously, France is way out ahead. And remember, in the last video, I discussed how France had topped off. They had got to the roof of technology. They can't discover anything else. So the longer we progress through this campaign, the more nations will be able to compete with someone like Napoleon. Someone like Napoleon or Korea. Oh, the Ottomans going after Denmark? Maybe that's it. Ashanti have built the Manhattan Project. Which city has fallen to the Congo? This one. Okay. Man, the border gore is going to be crazy over here between the Congo and the Zulu. This will not be clean at all, which will make it more interesting if a war breaks out. And again, my proposal was, Napoleon plotting against the Ottomans and potting against the Ottomans. And it looks like Australia is plotting against... Oh, Canada. Canada plotting against Australia. Now, that would be an interesting one. I really would like to see a few more wars for Australia before the end of this campaign. I really thought that they were close to being extremely successful. Very, very close. Obviously, because Canada dominated North America, it made that a little bit more tough. But I wouldn't have been surprised if Australia had made either conquered a few cities or colonized the west coast of North America. That would have been really, really cool. I think that would have been really awesome to see. Siam continuing to send this force over. We need to keep in mind what they're doing. And keep an eye on exactly... I don't know. There's nobody over here. There's no, weak nation, unless they have open borders through the Ashanti, which is possible. Spain, like I said, is going to take back Santiago, I think. Unless Denmark is not at war with the British. Also, this might give them... Oh, wait, they've got settlers, but they don't have anywhere to settle. Never mind. I was going to say this might give them opportunity to settle, but there is no more land left. There is nothing left. Canada not sending over troops to destroy Colombia just yet. I'm sorry, Cuba. Canada's not sending over anything over there. Bam, Santiago has fallen, so Denmark is now just in North Africa. And we have the Mexican nation building the Manhattan Project. And there you go. Okay, and these cities have not fallen yet. I'm guessing, so France has open borders with Egypt, obviously. But the problem is that, ooh, well, one of the issues might be because both of these nations can't decide what city to begin their siege on. I did discuss this. I don't think Napoleon will be going to war anytime soon, at least not for the next maybe 10 or so turns. Although, wait a second, no, that doesn't matter. Never mind. I think enough time has passed by, because if you notice, most of these Persian cities this is the only one that's occupied. Also notice that France they are in fact occupying, they are annexing the cities. They're not puppeting, which means that, yeah, they're getting even more power. Medina was puppeted, and I'm sure this city down here, oh no. No, Bamba was not puppeted. So they annexed like almost everything, which is incredible. Let's go and check back with the Russian-Korean War. This is really scary, I have to say, for Korea. Extremely scary to see. To like, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Russia's not that powerful. They've got one city, but they have a lot of units, and this lake is not going to make it any easier. Well, they have an archaeologist that's protecting that lake. We have a war between Argentina, I think, and Russia, but no, this will not be easy at all for Korea. Even though they do have a technology advantage, and they do have all these rocket artillery. If they can make this happen without losing too many units, as well as if they can do it fast, that's also ideal here. And they're really starting to press forward now. Luckily for Korea, Siam has launched, I guess, a sneak attack against somebody, so they've really left most of this part of their empire completely undefended. I'm not saying that for the reasons that maybe Korea will go to war with Siam. I'm saying that just because they don't have to worry about some sort of an invasion from Siam, or maybe France and Siam working together, which is something that we've been seeing multiple times, where France will call in a friend to take down an enemy, and then they'll backstab them with another friend, just like we saw with Russia. And that was crazy. Who was over here with? No, never mind. I don't know. I thought someone else was at war with Spain. Actually, no. I don't know why they haven't settled. Oh, never mind. I'm smoking crack again. The brown looks so much. It doesn't even look like there's anything. The Danish occupied territory. All these tiles. It looked like it was just clear. It was open to anybody. But no, that is not the case. I was gonna say, why didn't they settle the Rock of Gibraltar? Which is a huge mistake for Spain. Massive mistake for Spain. So the fact that they didn't get the Rock of Gibraltar, that's bad because of their unique ability and stuff like that. That they could have really utilized that. So are the Ottomans going after Denmark? Because that's what it looks like. I think maybe, I don't know if, I can't remember off the top of my head if they're at war. It looks like they might be. The Ottomans sending a lot of troops over. Let's see if Denmark has some sort of a. They should be able to attack this unit. They're moving around. Jeez, I wonder if France is gonna I wonder if they're gonna ever decide just to destroy the world. Because there are a lot of nations that are surrounding them that are weaker. Okay, let's see. Okay, so bam, they now have a opportunity to melee attack Novgorod, which means that Russia will be gone in, I don't know, it also depends on how many rocket artillery they can get to support this siege here. Yeah, so they need to get a few more rocket artillery, which, remember, these rocket artillery can fire as soon as they move. So they could get possibly four attacks in from rocket artillery. These guys need to take a few hits from the Russian units, but if the Koreans were smart, and the AI I don't think calculates this way, but they would just attack the city. Don't worry about the units. Go straight in after the city, because obviously once they destroy Russia, all the units will be destroyed. So they don't have to worry about that. But I don't know if they're going to do that. Oh my gosh, Egypt's actually going to make it here, I think. Egypt might survive. Although if the AI is done, they might settle in the tundra. That might take a little bit too long. I think they're going to hold on. Oh yeah, because they're going to hold on to Mecca. So Egypt's going to stay alive no matter what. Okay, so the embargo of Denmark by Australia and the banning of cocoa. And Egypt, Korea, Siam. There seems to be a pretty big divide in between who has 6 votes and who has 4 votes. Somewhat even, kind of, not really. This is why. Oh, this is why Canada and Australia are playing against each other. More than likely, it's because of this city that I believe was formerly. Is this the former Polynesian city? No, no. They settled this themselves. I'm sorry. That was a dumb question. So that's probably why. Ooh, Japan clearly going through a revolutionary wave. That's the only reason why these barbarians have popped up. I should probably be checking in on the ideologies, huh? I probably should. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Let's check on the Korean progress they make against Russia. So let's see if they take my advice and do like 4 or 5 rocket artillery attacks. If they press, but they might accidentally move this mechanized infantry in front, which might not be a bad idea. To have another melee unit just in case to take the spot of a weakened melee unit might not be too bad. Bam, Novgorod already at half health. So next turn it will be, I think, pretty much destroyed. Korea will lose, I think, a unit or two. I don't know if that unit or two is going to be enough for Napoleon to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm down. I'm down to go to war with Korea, my last friend. I'm down to backstab my last friend. I don't know what is going on here. Maybe there are too many Egyptian units still for the AI to focus. I mean, part of the problem is that these cities are too close together, as well as look at all the rough terrain that the AI has to deal with. You've got multiple rivers, multiple hill tiles. That is going to be tough no matter what for even a human player to navigate. But of course, it's an AI, so they're also confused about. I mean, for instance, I mean they're moving through the Congo have to move through Zulu territory sometimes. They're getting confused on what city to attack first. They didn't get the memo, I guess. They're both not texting each other fast enough. Maybe they don't have text message in 2041 in this world, so they don't know what cities to attack first. They're not working together. Okay, I want to focus in on the Korean front for now. Keeping an eye on Denmark, though, which is kind of interesting. All this stuff that's going on here. Geez, the citadels are crazy in Scandinavia. That is insane. Okay, so Russia they haven't moved yet. Yeah, what has been going on with India? Man, they've been so quiet. I didn't even realize that the citadels were being placed down. I don't know why. I was not thinking about India for a very long time. Okay, so bam, Russia ended up destroying 1 unit. So that's not too bad. Boom, instant healed. I think that'll be enough to take over the city. Actually, no, because they took half the city's health last time. Oh, nope, they can do it. Bam, and then there goes Catherine. So very big pickup for Korea. Big loss for Russia. It's sad to see Russia finally go. I will admit that, because they were a pretty powerful force for a while there. And to see Napoleon kind of backstab Catherine like that was one of the most exciting, but one of the most evil moments I think we've ever had in the AI-only battles. It was crazy. It was so evil. Like, I had never seen something like that before. So that was entertaining, to say the least, to watch. Sam, what you doing, man? So they do have open borders with the Ashanti. Maybe they're going after Denmark. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm about to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.